become reality.
You are here to contribute through your essence, fall deeper in love with your life and the journey that you are on.
Take what works, ditch the rest, and always stay set for love.
Thank you for being a part of this community. We're all designed to live in flow. So let's go.
Wow, my friend, living open and life opens up is a great subject for this morning. Really looking forward to what comes out of it. What about you?
Me too. Me too. I always love talking about the subject. I think it's really key to creating a life that feels in flow and is in harmony with yourself and all of that. So being able to have an open mind, it's tough. I think a lot of people think they have an open mind, but they don't really. And so being able to be open to not only what's possible for you in your life, but negative things that happen, and to be able to flip that and see that as a good, to be able to live open to new information. I mean, if you're always thinking one way, like this belief system is right and everything else is wrong, then that's not living open, So every time we close in and we think we know and we think we're right and there's no other possibility, then it just puts us in a box, and it really keeps that energy from not being able to be fluid and flow in our lives.
That's so true. As a matter of fact, I have a quote from The Secret that maybe it really
I love The Secret.
Yeah, I love The Secret, and it's really positive. So here it goes. Good is underneath every single thing that appears to be negative. If we know that good is all there, including the negative situation, then when we see a negative situation, transform into all good. Most people keep good away from themselves because they label it as bad. Then, of course, that it becomes their reality. So basically what you think, right? But there is no bad in the universe. It's just our inability to see things clearly for the bigger perspective. So that's I get a chill when I read that, because it's so true that, that's why I say from this morning when I said it's something that we practice, and I practice it, to tell you the truth, mostly when it's a negative situation. Because the positive for me is easy, to be grateful, to stay in gratitude or whatever. That's not something I really feel like I need to practice. But when something really aggravating, or a situation that completely does not turn out the way I was hoping it would, I try to just take a breath and go, okay, this is happening for a reason. There's going to be something good out of this. What do you think it's going to be? And I play this game in my mind about how I want to practice to stay calm, because I don't have a ton of patience when it comes to certain things. I have a ton when it comes to dealing with people and being loving. But I mean, if it's a computer, or if I'm late, or, there's certain things that I'm just really not so great at. But lately I've been telling myself, there's good in this. There's a lesson here, and I'm going to learn it. I'm just going to go with the flow and figure out what it is. And it really does work, but you have to practice it.
Okay, but Shelley, so that quote said, and I mean, while I believe this, I want to ask you, it says there's no bad. And people label things as good and bad all the time. That's a bad person. That's a bad situation. That's a bad experience. So if we're listening to that quote, then we're saying that there are no bad.
Okay, so then that basically, to me, that means your mindset. Do you automatically think things are negative when something happens, or that it was done on purpose to you, or somebody meant to hurt you? If you give situations and people the benefit of the doubt, let's just say before you even research something, somebody says, your friend said something bad about you or whatever, and you automatically are hurt. But until you actually go to the situation, know that your friend would love you and give it the benefit of the doubt and understand why they may have said what they said, then that's the good in it. Meaning, even if it felt negative, sometimes you need to hear something negative, but it turns out to be the good, because if you're open to it you can change and be better.
You know, I was just coaching someone last night. I was on a call with him for an hour, and he calls me and he says, Eva, you're the nicest person I know, so I need some advice. I was like, oh, you're so nice. What can I help you with? And basically, in a nutshell, he's really disappointed in a friend of his. He asked him for something, and that friend didn't get it done. And he feels like he had to go to someone else to get it done, another mutual friend of theirs to get this thing done. He couldn't have done it himself. He needed a letter of recommendation. So it had to come from someone else. And this other friend just dropped the ball, never did it. So he just quit. He just blocked him from everything on social media and said, I'm done with you. Like, I give, and you just take, and you don't reciprocate, you know? And I said, well, have you talked to him? He's like, well, he called the other day. He said, hey, what's up? As if nothing happened. And then I replied, really? And we stared at each other for 2 minutes, and then we hung up. And so he's like, I just don't even know if I want him in my life anymore. And they've been friends for so long. And I was trying so hard. Like, I didn't want to tell him, you have to make up with him or blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't really know their friendship and their context. But I just challenged him. I said, have you had that heart-to-heart conversation? Have you been really open and honest? And I said, I'm just telling you, if this was Shelley, I would have already been on the phone or at her door and saying, I really need this thing from you, you know, and it's really important to me. And if you were, for whatever reason, didn't follow through and couldn't have done it and didn't happen, I wouldn't just disown you. I'd say, why, you know, I don't want to trip back in the same hole again. Are you someone who, like, I can't expect things from? Was something going on in your life? Was like, this really hurt my feelings? Just really being open and honest, and then being able to really hear his side of the story. I said, first,
kind of feel
understand.
Though, on the other person's side, you know, let's say you wanted me to write a letter of recommendation for you.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that it was any big deal. If you gave me the ability to say, okay, well, when you get a chance, and I didn't do it because my life's crazy or what's going on, if it didn't seem that important, I might put it on the backlog, you know, to do it later. But if you said, Shelley, I need this right now, I need this yesterday, you got to put this on the top of your priority list, I would stop everything right now and do it.
Right.
So I mean, to be really honest,
when he had a month. I don't know how many times he followed up with him on it, but here was the bigger picture. And so this was what it came down to. Was I said, well, has he shown up for you at other times in your life? Was this just one thing that maybe he didn't realize? Like, I was really trying to give this other person the benefit of the doubt because I know them both. And he's like, honestly, I can't think of another time when this person has showed up for me. Like, I'm always the one giving. I'm always the one showing up. I'm always the one making the effort. And I thought, wow, okay, well, I don't know. That's a tough situation, you know? And so I don't want to say it's a bad situation, you know, but this is an opportunity. I said, how you move, what you decide to do will determine what your friendship looks like in a year or 5 years. If you choose to just never talk to him again, well, now you know what your friendship's going to be. But if that friendship matters to you, relationships break and heal and break and heal. Yeah. And that's just part of life. And it's good to have those little breaks because then you get to work through the things that don't work. You get to work on your communication skills. You know, you get to be open to where that other person's coming from and what patterns they have and what they're trying to work through and what they're trying to get past in life. You know, I don't think he just dropped the ball because he just doesn't care about you. And he's taking it very personal. Like, he just doesn't care about me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking it's not that. It's just that for whatever reason, this is not a priority. And he's like, well, I'm not a priority. That makes it even worse. I'm like, oh, that's not what I mean. But like, sometimes we get in our own life, you know, and we're not open. We're not looking around. We're not aware of what's going on. We're so in our own bad situation or chaos or whatever that it's so hard for us to serve or live open or be open in the world.
Let me ask you this though. Yeah. I also think that, what do you think about, it's fine if, you know, sometimes relationships don't work and you wake up and you say, you know, this friendship has always been one-sided. But I still think for him and his own healing and his own self-love, that it would be worth his time to say to his friend, and I would want this opportunity from you to say, look, you really disappointed me.
Yes.
That really made me feel,
Yep.
whatever your reasons are, I'm so disappointed in our friendship. And because of that, I really just feel like I need to step back and really reevaluate where this friendship is going. Then it gives the other person say, wow, I totally suck. I am so sorry. That was not my intention.
Yeah.
Or, you know what?
And
just
he was
really
upset because the other person didn't apologize yet. Like nothing. He hasn't said anything, hasn't owned up to not doing it. It's like he almost is oblivious that he forgot.
That's what I'm saying. Why not tell the guy, is really disappointed. I really needed you and you weren't there for me. All I'm saying is I've done things before that I didn't realize that I did.
Right.
And then when somebody came to me, like you said, oblivious, and then somebody came to me and said, you know what? You missed my birthday, or whatever it was that meant to them that I missed. And then I at least had the ability to say, wow, that really was so insensitive of me. And that's not normally my character. I'm so sorry. I want to do something to make this up, to show you. I would want to do something to make it better. Even if I messed up, give me the opportunity to make it right and be a better person.
And I think that's so important. I think that's like having an open relationship, living open to being able to communicate how you feel and being authentic with that person really opens up the ability for your friendship to go even deeper and be even stronger. And so I guess it's really, how much do you value that person? Like, do you want that person in your life? Is that person a draining person, or does that person add value? And if you feel like that person, for the most part, adds value, except for these little tiny things here or there, then it's worth having that conversation. I'm hoping he does. I'm not sure. That was what I was trying to, like, at least have your own peace of mind, trying to get
one thing I want you to tell him though, Eva, tell him, what if the tables were turned? How, if you were to take in that you made a mistake, whatever it was, and he has to be open that he's not a perfect person. And I'm not saying that this wasn't wrong of his friend, but sometimes if you can put yourself of how you want to be treated, like if it was you that made a mistake with me, wouldn't you want the opportunity? Somehow he's got to realize that if you have an expectation that somebody's never going to disappoint you or never fall. Seems to me, though, this friend is doing it a lot and he's allowed it for a long time. So this is probably why the friend is not even aware. But all in all, it's almost like, how would you want someone to treat you if you made a mistake?
Well, what he said was, you teach people how to treat you. And so by allowing him to just push, like, make me not important, I'm letting him make me not important. And he's someone who's felt not important a lot in his life. And he's worked on that so much, trying to, like, really love himself, love his life, love what circumstances are going on around him, really trying to see the good. And this other person is not a bad person. They're a very happy-go-lucky, positive person, but maybe not someone who really knows how to show up for other people when they really need it, if it's not convenient for him. And
I still feel like the guy, though, that is upset,
needs a conversation.
Really needs to work on himself even more, because you can't change another person. And do you really want to be black and white in life? Like, there's more work to be done. If you just want to cut somebody off, say, oh, that hurts, I'm not going there.
Right.
Then he pays the ultimate price.
Right.
Like, maybe he could have a good friend in this guy that he's allowed treat him negatively. So to me, I just feel like when something's not working, we really, as the poor pitiful me, which I've done a million times, you have to really look at yourself and say, what can I do? Because I cannot change another person. I can only work on me and how I take it, and put
and
value on
his
myself.
answer right now is just to block him on everything and cut him out. And I just think, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's a response, but it's not for something, I don't know.
He still pays the price. I'm sorry. he still pays the price because he's still hurt, and then he loses a friend, and then he doesn't act in a way that's loving. And part of flow and being open and life opening up is to see and accept the fact that, you know, we really do teach people how to treat us, but we teach them with love.
Yes, Shelley.
We teach them with compassion. And where you are in life, if you don't have people that can teach you along the way. I mean, Eva, I would hope that when I do something, and I think we do have that in our relationship, we can say, you know what, in a very loving way, wow, you just didn't show up for me at this time. And I just, you know, I need to talk to you about it.
Yes. Yes, that's so important. Of course I would do that. But I think we've really worked hard to build that. And when you're someone who hasn't done that a lot, it's just easy. It's easy to cut people out. And the last thing I said to him was, at the end of the day, do not have regrets that you did not express how you felt I kept saying, in a loving way. In a loving way. And I said, when you lay your head down on your pillow at night, if something were to happen to you or him, are you going to be okay with where your friendship is today? And if you are like 100%, I'm good with this, then okay, it is what it is and the ball's in his court. But if you don't feel good about it, if in 2 weeks you're still sitting here and you're still mulling over this and you still have feelings about this some way or another, you need to have a conversation, if only just for peace of mind that you've expressed how you felt in a loving way. So I don't know. Thank you so much for this great conversation today.
Yeah, we never know where it's going to go, but I definitely think, wouldn't it be cool if we could have that guy on our show?
We can
and really, like, chat with him about it and help him, because like I said, we can't change his friend. We can only change him.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask him.
Right?
I'm going to ask him. Okay, Shelley, take us out.
All right, everyone, you can find us at settolove.com. Also, if you have some questions or anything you'd like to contribute, you can email us at settolovepodcast@gmail.com. Have a great day, everybody. Hit the bell. We love you. Love you, best friend.
Bell, subscribe, share. We love you. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.